Do you love fun?
As a kid, there's Double Smash, there was Musically. I was always making videos. I've always been comfortable being in front of a camera. And I grew up around it because my mom was on TV when I was growing up as a kid. My dad owned his own production company. So I was just always around cameras. So like during COVID, I was like, videos, let me dance. They didn't work zero. I think the highest views I got on a dance video was like 500. And it was sad. So then I was playing video games one day with my boy James. Shout out my boy James Lopez. He told me, bro, you played football. Just make videos of playing football. Because these videos you dancing are corny. And ever since then, I made the transition to football and it skyrocketed. So shout out to my boy James.
You're going through your college process. You took a pretty big risk to walk on to Temple, right?
Yes, I did. Well, here's the thing. Temple actually offered me a PWO. So if we're being honest, I didn't take football seriously to my senior year of high school, which, you know, it's kind of too late to get a full scholarship because colleges are looking at players from the freshman year to sophomore year to junior year to the end of their junior year. And I didn't get good. I didn't take football seriously to my senior year. So it was just like after the season, my last season of high school football, I was like, what am I going to do? And I had good film, good measurables, good grades. I'm like, I got to do something because my journey of football is not over yet. So I told my coaches, I know it's too late. Try to help me get an opportunity because all I need is an opportunity. That's all I need. So my coach, shout out to Coach McGregor, my high school head coach. He almost got me a Maryland PWO, and I was going to say yes because I would have been at home. I would have stayed near my family, or my family's around would have been good. That didn't work out. So then I had Temple University and Delaware State. And how I thought of where I'm going to become the most successful, not even as a football player, but as a man on the outside off the field, Temple was the right choice. And that's why I'm here.
That first year, what was it like kind of working on the roster as a walk-on? Was it a kind of a surprise to you how challenging it is to work from the ground up when you aren't one of it's like 80-something scholarship players in the roster?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I always heard the stereotype of being a walk-on. You're just a practice player. You're just a scholarship booster and stuff like that. But I didn't truly get it till I got here. So it wasn't as bad as people make it seem. It's just like you really have to grind. Like you really have to show up every day and show that like you deserve to be on the team because being a walk-on doesn't truly mean sometimes you're on the team, right? Like you're just there to help. So now my freshman year, I didn't take football as serious as I wanted to, which is bad on my character, but I learned from those mistakes. But I was definitely scout team everywhere. I was scout team defense, scout team offense, scout team special teams, just trying to help all my teammates just get win and get ready for Saturdays. And it was hard at first because it's like you felt like you doing this, you're not really feeling respected. But I'm actually glad I went through that because if I could have went through being a freshman walk-on and just being a scout team and not getting respected, not getting any accolades, I can get through anything in life. So it was just like, now that I think about it, I love that I went through there, but during the time, it was definitely a grind every day, nonstop, on the field, off the field, and just, it was a lot. But I'm glad I went
an offensive player. So like for them to throw you an offense on scout team, that had to be kind of, at times it must have been fun, but also really stressful, right? Because, you know, if you mess up on scout team, coaches will chew you out.
Yes.
And you've never played offense. You were never playing. This was not something that you were doing on a regular basis before this.
And it's so funny is because here's what I have great voices. Like I have a great team, support team, and it's really my big support team is my parents. And I've seen a lot of walk-ons that came in with me. A lot of them weren't locked in, but not even locked in. They weren't as like taking it serious. Like, okay, if I'm doing this, I could actually show the coaches that I can actually come back every day and keep doing it. Because at the end of the day, every coach is testing you. You're going to evaluate it on a daily basis. So if you're showing up on scout team, not giving any effort, not going as hard as you can, they're going to look at you like, okay, we understand he's going to be a true walk-on. He's going to stay there as a scout team player. Now, what my dad did, he talked to me every day. He was like, look, you have to go through some hard times, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like you're going to play eventually. Just keep it going. You're going to eventually get some accolades. And during my freshman year, I think I got like scout team player of the week like 6 or 7 times.
Wow.
So it was just like, And then I started getting more respect. Just keep now that I still haven't played, but I started getting more respect. My coaches could start trusting me, and they could figure like they could go to me if they need some true effort, or get people on the team like the scout team players and bring them up in energy. So it was definitely a lot, but I'm glad I have a great support team.
Who was your favorite player to emulate on Scout Team that you got the chance to emulate?
So it's not players like name in general, but when we play the Naval Academies,
Oh, that's
those are
fun.
my favorite week because like the coaches are telling you go hit them as hard as you can. I don't care, no technique because Army, Navy, all of them. First of all, I get my hat off to them. They're crazy. They get up at like 2 in the morning. They go run. They work out. They got to do all this stuff for the Army, Navy, and stuff. But those weeks, man, are the funnest week because you get to go play smash mouth football. And a lot of scout teams, those scout team periods start sounding like live periods. And those are the funnest weeks.
How has been the process of going from winning all those Scout Team awards that had to help you build your confidence to, I mean, we know the journey to one tackle, but you're doing all this good stuff on Scout Team. You got to feel like you deserve to get out there. How has that journey kind of been to working your way into hopefully playing meaningful snaps?
I would say that feeling of me feeling like I deserve to be out there has definitely been a great motivational part, and that's what also tied into the road to one tackle because I, with all the scout team, it can take away you feeling like you're not doing as much as you need to do, right? And I knew I just needed one more thing to just get me there, and that's what this road to one tackle. And it really, the funny thing is, it really started as I really just needed some motivation, and if you guys don't know, road to one tackle really came from basketball player named Brandon Doyer for the Gulf Coast University. He did a thing called Road to One Point. And that motivated me before I even thought about Road to One Tackle because he was a walk on. We're in the same position. He's been doing this for 5+ years. He hasn't got a 1 point. We're in the same boat. And it just like really motivated me to really like, okay, let's get it going, Reggie. Like you found it. You've been found what you've been looking for. And that's what this Road to One Tackle came from. Now it started now it's a content series, but really just a motivational, just pushing yourself, getting up every day, doing something good for yourself, making sure you could actually be proud of yourself and look at yourself in the mirror every day. Did you give your all? And that's what Road to One Tackle is. So I would say all the scout team, me feeling like I deserve a chance. And this past spring, I really like with this Road to One Tackle really helped me lock in and really play. And I turned some heads on the coaching staff. I think I'm gonna get a good shot. I really do. I think I'm a good shot this season.
I want to know your career Scout Team highlight. I brought that up. I want to know the career Scout Team highlight.
Career scout team highlight. All right.
You know, I think that's
I have a
solid if you know
couple.
this.
I have a couple. So this doesn't really count as scout team because during spring ball, there's really no scout team. But I would say this past spring ball, I remember in practice, I caught 2 picks in a row. Not in a row, but like after like 3 plays. So it was like 1 pick, 3 plays, another pick. I was like, I've never caught a pick if we're being honest. I caught 1 pick in high school. I've never been a guy to catch picks. And that was definitely a highlight. And I posted it and it went crazy. But I would say that. I would say my freshman year, we were doing inside run. It was just one lineman, and linebacker is a spill technique, which you take somebody in with your inside shoulder and then try to get the ball to bounce out to like the outside to someone. And I spilled the lineman. When I made his head flew back, and it was like I was like, wait, I actually did that, and that gave me. I was like, oh, let's go, and I was hyped the whole practice. So I would say that. And then the spring practice is me having 2 picks in one practice.
Where was the moment at college where you realized, like, man, I actually can hang here. I can contribute at this D1 level and be a player that does get tackles one day. 'Cause I know the journey is the road to one tackle.
Mhm.
I was thinking about this prepping. You want to have more than one tackle
Of course.
journey.
Of course. Not just one. I just need to get to that one. Now, I would say that turning point where I feel like I could truly hang, it was sophomore year. It's like the last 2 games of the season. My head coach, Coach Draden, gets fired. But so my defensive coordinator becomes my head coach, and then my linebacker coach becomes defensive coordinator. That week, to get into the game, I got pulled up to this travel squad. So we're going to play UTSA. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the plane with everybody who plays on Saturday. I'm here. I'm like, yo, wait. I'm actually here. I made a whole video for it. It was so cool. And it was just like, hey, man, I made it. I made it to a part where a lot of people don't really make. Like a lot of walk-ons don't really make the travel squad. And it was just like, all right, I'm here. I can do it. Let's go. Now I didn't get to play, but I was glad I was there.
Did you even sleep the night you were in the
Oh
hotel
no,
room?
no, 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 no. I was so excited. Cause I got a text. He was like, cause my linebacker, we had a linebacker group chat, and it said Reggie Jones has been moved up to the travel squad. I cried. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I did cry. Shed a couple tears. Called my mom, called my
Dumb.
dad, shed a couple tears. I was next to my girlfriend, cried in her arms a little bit too. But it was happy tears, you know what I'm saying?
It's a huge deal. Like you're really that genuinely is a huge deal. And your first travel game as a D1 player is in the Alamo Dome. Like legendary. Like what an amazing. I get goosebumps thinking about the fact that you didn't know if you were ever going to get to do that. And your first game is a road, game in one of the historic venues for sports in the entire United States.
Of course. And I'm not the atmosphere in the Alamo, those fans, it wasn't that many fans, but it seemed like it was like 100 to 200,000 people in there.
What's the most fun atmosphere you've played in so far?
I would say so. That's how I only traveled. There was 2 games, and those are the only 2 games I traveled, right? In my whole college career, if we're being honest. And it was one that you can't say, but then that last game, I forgot who it was against, but we was at home. Temple fans. Now, we played at the lake. We played the Philadelphia Eagles stadium. That second game, that was so fun. Because I actually, on the sideline, I'm there. I'm warming up with everybody. And it wasn't that many Temple fans, but everybody was loud. Because the way the stadium, it just echoes everywhere. It was so cool. Because I felt like they were cheering for me. You know what I'm saying? The home team was really cheering for me. My parents are there, my whole family. I think I got like 10 of my family members there. And then I just saw them. I knew exactly where they were sitting. I saw them up there. My mom goes, "I love you, baby." I'm just like, that really touched.
That's
So I would
amazing,
say
man.
that second game.
Do you ever see any of the Eagles players? Because you're playing at the facility. Do you ever get to see and interact with any of the Eagles players?
Oh yeah, they come around. You see them around. You see them around.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, I
Have any
went
of them
to.
watched your content? Do you know if any of those guys have told you they watched your content?
So here's the thing. I went to a sneaker convention during April. Brandon Graham was there. I met him. We talked, politicked. He follows me on the gram. I asked him some tips and stuff like that, and he likes my content. So I would say Brandon Graham. But I've also seen a lot of other players.
Any pointers he gave you? Any now that he's watching the content? Any tips he's given you for your game? Because he knows a thing or two about playing.
He's a Super Bowl champion. So he
He's not a bad football player. I
he's
think
not bad at all. Not bad at all. No,
yeah,
no.
he knows a thing or two about playing.
Yeah. He just told me when we were talking like face to face, he just said, "You're already here. Make everything that you get out of it, even if it's not with football. If football doesn't work out, make sure you get everything outside of football. But when it comes to football, give your all. Give it your all, because one day you won't be able to put the cleats on. Just give it your all. Give it everything you got, because once it's done, you can't have no regrets. It's gone. Life's gonna move on. So just make sure you give everything."
What was your first breakout post, and was it a surprise to you? Like, did you know that there was going to be like a big hit, or was it just kind of a shocker?
Now I'm gonna tell you my first big post, but it wasn't football related at all. So this is during COVID time, and I forgot the name of the song, but it was a famous song during COVID time. And me and my friends were just driving around because we were bored. And the funny thing is, we all have COVID during this point. So
You guys know you all COVID?
no, we didn't know. All of us just got sick after, but we all. I mean, I know I got COVID and my cousin got COVID, but we're in the car singing a song,
Spreading
and
COVID.
and it was so funny. It got like 5 views one day, and then it just jumped up to 1 million on TikTok the next day,
Oh,
and then I
wow.
got posted on Overtime, and I'm like, whoa!
Whoa.
So that would be my first big one for that. But I'll say the first football one on TikTok. I did this thing of so it was this sound of saying, I forgot the name of the sound, but it was like it was showing what different football positions love. And that first one I dropped, I think got like 500K views on TikTok. And I was like, I found what's going to cook now. I found what's going to cook. So I just did little skits and stuff like that with that. And it's just like, all right, football content's working. Let's go.
It's relatable. Usually the stuff that does really well is something that it hits a
Yeah.
chord with them.
Yeah. And it's, what's so funny is all my content creators that are watching this, the content creators sometimes go through a thing where sometimes like you put so much into a video sometimes, but it will completely flop. But then flip that, you don't put no time, no effort in the video, and it goes amazing. Now, Grant, I don't know if you ever seen my video of me screaming, "Do you love football?" Right? It came from an idea of me scrolling on Instagram one day, and the guy literally just asked one time, "Do you have Instagram?" And it went viral. So I'm just thinking that plus football. Let me think. It's just me and my teammates screaming, "Do you love football?" First video, I think got like 5 million views. And I just kept it going. Eli did it. I was 2 times speed, 6 million views. I think the top one it maxed out at
Seen
13
one of
million
them.
views.
That's crazy.
And it was like, whoa. But now it's becoming a whole movement. Like the Do You Love Football? Like everybody in my chat be like, "Do you love football? Do you love football? Do you love football? Do you love football?" I even hosted on TikTok Live last night a challenge of who can scream "Do you love football" the best. And the winner gets a follow from me and a shout out all my socials. And I think I had a total like 1,500 people in there.
It made a lot of people's day better just to be a part of that, I'm sure, too. That's the fun thing is, a lot of those people, it was just fun to give their rendition, get a shout out, connect with other like-minded football fans. Like, it's just, that's what all these things are about, is community and creating an environment that
Yeah, I love the football community is so. I feel like with all the football content creators, I feel like we're bringing everybody who plays football together because it's just like you need someone that out in the world who thinks like everybody needs to know someone like that thinks the same, has the same interests, right? And as all football players, we love football to death. Like it is our thing. So now that we have, let's say I'm a random person scrolling Instagram. If I see someone who loves football just as me, I'm going to engage. I'm going to follow, and I'm going to feel like we don't know each other, but I'm gonna build a connection. I'm gonna build a relationship that's there. And realistically, I have a connection to all my supporters, even though we don't talk. I don't never seen any of you guys a day in my life. I have a huge connection relationship with them because they love my content and I post this content for them.
if you see yourself 10 years into the future, what kind of creator are you hoping that you are in a decade?
See, what I know where I'm gonna be at, I know I'm gonna be one of the top football content creators
You already
in the
are.
world. Yeah,
In a lot of
in the
ways, you already
world.
are. You've already done that.
Yeah, but in the world, I know. But also, I want to be not even just. I want to be. I know I'm gonna be a creator that everybody in the world knows. Not even just football. Just I want some. I want somebody's grandma to know who I am. Oh yeah, that's my baby right there. I know him. That's what I want. I know that's gonna happen. I know I'm gonna build generational wealth for my kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids. I know that's gonna happen. I know I'm gonna be able to buy my mom the big house, my dad the big cars that he wants. I know everything that I've dreamed of to this day is going to happen. Like I know I'm gonna be a household name in college football, football in general, in this world. And I know I'm gonna be remembered for someone who makes content that is positive and impacting someone to have a successful and motivating them to do something good with their lives.
When your time is done as a Temple Owl, what do you want your legacy to be as an owl?
I was my legacy. I wanted to be someone who wasn't promised nothing, who wasn't given nothing, that turned that to I made something for myself. It's something that I will be remembered for. It's just never giving up, always giving my all, and be someone who made something out of nothing. That's what I want to be remembered for as a Temple Owl.